Hey everyone, it is Sue here, and today we are working in one of my new ledgers. So, a while back, I went to Tuesday morning and I bought two ledgers. This is the smaller of the two. Now, I know it's not going to fit all the way into the camera, so I'll have to try to make sure I keep what I'm working on in view for you. Um, but I am going to start, and now I've had this thought in my head for weeks now, and I'm finally able to get to it. So, all right, I'm going to sit, and I'm not going to be able to see the screen very well, but I'll do my best to keep everything in view. Okay, the first thing I want to do is kind of give you an idea of what right now, you know this can change, what I'm planning for this particular ledger book. I have two other ledgers. One of them I painted a face in, and the other one I haven't used yet, and it's actually bigger than this one. And so I don't know, but in this one, what I'm going to do is collaging. Big surprise. But at least on this first page, I'm going to do it a little differently. And I'm going to try to do it where I don't have a lot on the page, meaning it's not going to be super thick, right? Because this has, I don't know, like 80 pages in it. And if I put a lot on these pages, the book is going to it won't be able to close. It's going to, look like that. And I know that from experience. So I'm going to try to keep the pages as flat as possible, and we'll see where it goes. Maybe on other pages I'll have to do different type stuff so it's even flatter. I don't know. It's just what I have going through my head right now. So what I've pulled out is this really cool stencil from Housewares. So I have that. Where am I going to put all this stuff? This ledger is so big that it takes up most of my space. I did go through my InStyle magazine. This is the only magazine that I have where I cut out different images. And so I went through here and cut a few images out. This right here being one of them. And I do have some jelly plated paper and deli paper. So this is actually drop paper, and this is deli paper. I have this. So this can definitely bring back some memories, but I thought I might want to put that in there. That comes from a business that I used to have. And then I have these little cutouts, right? Obviously, you can see I have a pink theme going on here. And again, just different pieces that I have cut out. So we'll see. I'm like I said, this is a little different than what I'm used to. So I'm just going to kind of go with it, and we'll see, what happens here. How it ends up, I don't know. We will find out. And I do have a piece of deli paper that I used to put in between pages. And I just love, this is actually the Distress Oxide ink is on here. And I just thought it was so pretty that maybe I could use some of that, but I'll have to know that it'll move if I wet it, right? I do have some paper towel that has pretty color on it that I thought maybe I could use. But see, now that I'm thinking about it, if I do this, I'm going to have to make sure it lays really flat, right? I don't want to pull that texture in. Otherwise, my page is going to get thick. So I don't know if that's a great idea. And then I do have some inks that I have pulled out, as well as some stamps. I have this acrylic paint that I would use more as a paste because it's just thick as heck. And that's what I have for right now. We'll see. We'll see. I actually have, now that I'm looking at it, these glitters, which might work really well on a page. So what I'm going to do is, the first thing I'm going to do is take this. Now, I actually liked both sides of this particular page from the InStyle magazine, but I'm going to go with this, well, because it's pink. And when I collage, I do use some sort of a matte medium, usually Liquitex. But to get this down, I'm going to use my glue stick just to save on the matte medium is more expensive than the glue stick. And yeah, so I figure I'll just use this to get this down. Now, normally what I would do is I would be cutting out this image, but this is what's different. This is the part that's different. I'm going to start with a bigger piece. In this case, it's a whole page. And then I'm going to collage around it. Very different. Normally, I start a collage page by putting like the deli paper, like all my jelly plated prints, like down first, right? And then I build up. In this case, I'm going to start with the big image and then collage around it. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes. I don't know. I've not done this before, so we'll see. We will see. Now, all I'm doing, I know that this is going to take up most of the page, so I just put some glue down. Now, I don't want it, again, I don't want it to be thick. So if there's any little chunks there, I just kind of got rid of them. And, all right. Now, I do know that the edges of this is not down, but I can get that with the matte medium. Okay. That's the first step. So what now? I think the next step is I'll pull in some of my deli papers. And I know that this is not pink, but to me, I do like to have a little bit of contrast. So I thought maybe I would pull that in. I also have this, which I'll definitely use because, well, see, right now I can see the blue. So we'll see. We'll see. All right. I'm going to start by tearing some of my collage papers. Now, what else is interesting for me is that, you know, I don't like straight edges on my collaging, but of course this page has straight edges because it's a page in a book. But I'm going to be covering that up, so I'm not going to see these really straight edges. And now I'm going to pull out my matte medium, and we're going to go ahead and start getting the different pieces down. I'm looking to see, I think I'll use this brush. So I've been like really bad like with my brushes because I've been using too many of them for collaging, and they're all starting to get a little bit hard, which is not good. So I have to be careful. I just did it again. I just pulled out a paintbrush that I probably shouldn't be using for collage. All right, I'm just putting the different pieces at, what I would call odd angles. And I do think I definitely want to keep some of the blue in this main focal point here. And what I just did down here, and let me move it a little bit so you can see. So see right here in the corner, right here, I think I don't know, I might leave that to where that little corner of the page is showing. I don't know. I'll see. I'll figure that out as I go along. All right, I don't know that I necessarily want to pull in the red. I don't know, I'm not feeling that right now, so I'm going to continue with a little bit more pink. A little bit more pink, and then I'll pull in some of the blue. And we'll go from there. Sorry, that was a motorcycle going up my road. Now, I also do want to pull in littler pieces too. Now, I will be covering, you know, some of this for sure, because I do like to layer in my collaging. Okay, so now I'm going to tear this apart and we'll get this down. So you can use napkins for collaging. You can use, you know, paper towels and stuff that you have already used to clean up things with that have pretty colors on them. You can use tissue paper. So it's not like you have to have a jelly plate to print. You can use, you know, whatever you have. If you have paper and some paint, you are good to go. You will be able to do this, right? Because all we're doing is taking a main focal point and adding different color elements around. You could use die cuts, right? You can, gosh, you can use anything for a collage. I think I've used it all at one point or another. And when I'm looking at how I'm placing these pieces down, it's really more just about, I don't know, I want to say the shape of it and how it lays over the piece underneath. So that's basically what I'm looking at this point. Now down here, I'm going to put a little piece. Oops. And I'm also going to leave the tip of the page uncovered over there as well. So hopefully you can see everything. I'm trying to move this around so that you can see. All right. Now this doesn't have a lot of color, but I am going to put it down. So this is the deli paper where there wasn't a lot of paint that got on it. You know, I think I'll put it over here because it just adds a nice extra layer. All right, so now I need, what do I need? Let's add just a little bit, whoops, of this. And again, it has the pretty blue in it. I'm gonna make these pieces smaller and use them more as like a filler. And then I'll have to figure out what the heck I'm gonna do on top of it. So the options that I like to use to, once I have a lot of the different pieces of the collage down, one of the things that I like to do is put a little bit of paint down to neutralize. But I have to tell you, I'm really liking this and how it looks, how it's going around her, really making her the focal point. I have to say, I'm I'm liking this very, very, very much. Now on the bottom over here, I'm trying not to cover up the dress. Now it did go off the page a little bit, so I'm just going to tear the little edge off of the jelly plated piece of paper. I do need something over here. I'm going to go back to this paper, and there's the lighter pink jelly plated piece. And let's see how I can pull this down here. I may have to, you know what, I think I'm going to have to cover just a little bit of her dress. I could tear this, but I really don't want to. I like the shape of this piece. I think I'll just go like that. So that looks good. That looks really good. I'm going to put this piece over here. And so what I'm finding that I really like about this page, which is also not the norm for me, is that the edge around this, the bordering pieces are very, they're not uniform, right? They're all over the place. And I'm kind of liking that at the moment. I really am. I'm going to pull in a little bit of the green over here. I'm going to put maybe this piece. I have to make it narrower for sure, though. And I don't like it so. And maybe put this little piece down here. So this has like a, I don't know, actually it has Christmas colors. It's what it has. It has some green and some red with a little bit of glitter. Okay, so I feel like I need to put a little bit more of this in a couple of spots just to make more layers. And yeah, to get different colors around the different parts of this page. I really did like this, so maybe I'll bring a little bit more of this in. This was the lighter pink, so it has a nice contrast with that darker pink. Now I don't want to cover up. See all this beautiful color up here? I don't want to cover all of that up, but I do want to add a piece up there. Okay, I like that. I think I might like the top of this just as it is. I actually like it. I need to put a little something there, I think. I'm just kind of looking down the page, maybe something over here on top of this piece. I don't know, we're getting close. We are getting really, really, really close to being finished with the border. I'm going to call it a border on this page. All right, so that looks good to me. Now let me bring a little something over here. I'm actually going to pull in, I know I said I didn't want the red, but I can pull in, I don't want this deep red, but this lighter color I can definitely pull in. I think I'll cut it in two though, so I can have it in at least two different parts on the page, so it's not just one piece like that. And I'm thinking maybe over here. Yep. Okay. All right. You know what? Oh, I kind of like that. Very different, right? So I'm going to kind of move it down a little bit, and maybe I'll pick it up so you can see it up close. But let me let me, and we're going to continue. We are not done. We're done. I would call that the background. So I don't think I'm going to use this. So I'm just going to put that to the side. And these little pieces, they're going to go into my little bin for when I do like my Rolodex cards, which I have not done in like a gazillion years, it feels like. So for now, this is what I have on the page. And this is really like the first, maybe second layer of this page. And I have to remember that I want to keep it flat. So yeah, that's going to be the hard part. I do want to get some of the letters from this stencil on here just because it's so different. Now I could go ahead and use this old paint as paste, or I can take an ink, right, and go around and use that on the stencil. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So this is black archival. There is no, rhyme or reason to the letters that I'm selecting. Oh, this ink, I think I need new ink. Ooh. Let me see, I have a big one. I have the big one too. Look at the difference in the sizes. So let me see if the big one is better, because that one is not allowing me to pull up much ink. So let's see if this one's better. And I'm trying to do it without, yeah, that seems a little better. Without shaking the camera. Oh yeah, this one's much better. So I'm going to focus on the outside, the border, I guess, of the page. And now you can see that I have these, just another visual piece to it, right? Something else that will draw your eye to the page. Yet to me, as I'm looking at this almost really, I want to say, completes the border. I just love it. I love it a lot. Maybe I'm even going to change my whole thought process on what I'm going to put on here. So we'll see. We will see where this goes. I don't know. See, that's what's like so exciting about all of this. It kind of morphs into something, right? That's why I love mixed media. That's why I love it. Let's see, I'm going to put this at an angle. And I don't want it too, I don't want it too black, right? Too dark. But I definitely want to be able to see. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, I'm going to continue around, and I'm just trying to pick different pieces or different areas of the stencil so that I get different letters. All right. I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm going to get a little bit of something down here. Perfect. I love this. Can I just say how much I love this? All right. So let me hold it up again. Gosh, it looks pretty. I almost want to stop there. Look at how gorgeous that looks. Right? Look at that. Oh, it's so pretty. So pretty. Gosh, do I stop there? Because so like right now, this would be good for it not being a thick page, right? It's fairly flat because there's not a lot of layers on it. I have to tell you, I love it. So what I think I'm gonna do, I'm like totally changing my whole entire thought process. So like all these pieces, I don't think I'm gonna use them, but I do want to. I'm just gonna dry this real quick, and I'm gonna pull out a pen. I don't know, probably my white Signo Uniball, probably. And I'm gonna maybe even, I don't know, maybe my black one. I don't know. I'll have to see. But I do want to do some stuff to her, right? So that's what we're going to focus on now. I do like the border around this main focal point. Now we're going to work on her and just add some fun touches. I want to embellish just a little bit, right? So one way to do that is to just put dots. I could have put black here. I could have used the silver. So now that I did that, now I have to decide, like there's these like long streams of thread coming down from her top. So do I want to enhance those? Do I just want to go on the outside of the dress? And I think that's what I'm going to start with. Let's just go on the outside of the dress. And let's see where it goes from there. And I can decide, do I want to do the bottom as well? I think I'm gonna just kind of let that be for a second. And as far as her face, now I'm gonna turn the book because I don't want to touch what I just did because it will smear. In fact, let me just give it a quick little dry just to be safe. I mean, that dries rather quickly, but when you do little dots, it's like a little puddle for just like a little bit. Okay, so I want to pull in just a little bit of pink for her cheeks. So I'm gonna look at my Pitt pens and let's see, I don't want anything too bright. And I just want to pull in a little bit. So this is Medium Flesh is the name of this. And while it's wet, you're able to smear it just a little bit. So see now how her cheek looks? It just pulled in more color. All right, I'm not gonna futz with that. I like that. Now I want to pull in, I think, a brighter pink. This is very bright. This is Middle Purple Pink is the name of it. And I'm going to, you know what, I'm going to pull this towards me for a second so that I can see it. So bear with me. I'm just going to color in her lips. Okay, so all I did was put a little bit of pink on her lips. And I'm still using the Faber-Castell Pitt pens. I'm gonna take, I want like a really light brown. Ooh, this might be good. This is called Raw Umber. And again, sorry, I have to, I have to be able to see this. I'm just enhancing her eyebrow. This is hard to do, and oh, I just messed up because I'm holding. Oh, I kind of like that. All right, see? So there's just a little extra color on her. Now, what I could do as well is, let me see if I can find even a lighter. This might be too light. This has to be a flesh. Yeah, that's light flesh. Let me see. I want to see if I can pull in. No, that's going to be too light. I won't even be able to see that. I want to see if I can pull in a little bit of shading. Oh my gosh, here goes. Now this is where I mess it up, everybody. We're going to pull in a little bit of crimson. I'm telling you now, this is a dangerous idea. Okay, see, but at least I can tell that there's some purple. See? I like that. I like that. So I'm just going to continue around on her flesh. And remember, the important thing here is to blend as soon as you get it down. Otherwise, I mean, unless you don't want to blend it, you don't have to blend it. But I'm just looking at the dark areas of her skin and enhancing that with a little bit of purple. I want more purple here. Oh, I like that. Okay, so very subtle, but I like it very, very much. Okay, now we're going to do something with her hair. Now, it's nice hair, but it's not pink or purple. So which one of these should I use? I'm going to go with this one. So this is made by Paper Studios, and it is, now this is not going to change really, it's not going to do anything at the moment. The color too much of her hair, I said that weird, hair, it's mainly going to add some shine to it with a little bit of a purple effect. And see, these are the things that you can do to enhance your page without bringing more dimension, right? So adding color is a great way to, like I said, just bring special enhancements without making your ledger thick or whatever it is you're going to work in. Oh, I like that. It'll have a bit of glimmer to it. What else can we do? What else can we do? What else can we do? You know what? This is it. This is the last piece that I have to do. This is it. I know what it is. Around the edges where I have the border, I am going to put some of this glitter. So it's going to enhance the border, right? Because it's going to call attention to the border. And it actually will help. There I go with that word actually again. I got to stop saying that. You guys have to yell at me or something for saying actually so much. But anyway, to my point, what is happening as I'm doing this, it's making the focal piece just pop. And I'm going to hold it up. And what I'll do is I'll wait for this to dry. And then I'm going to take some photos and I'll put it at the end of this video so that you can see. Oh gosh, it's gorgeous. It is gorgeous. That's exactly what it needed. Exactly what it needed. I'm going to hold it up now. Keep in mind that this glitter paste will dry clear. So right now you can see the white, but it's just going to be shiny, right? Just going to be able to see the glitter when it dries. Let me get this in frame. Nice. This is done. I'm done. We did our first page in the ledger. So if you have a ledger, please join me. I like this a lot. And I think I'm going to kind of focus on doing stuff like this. Easy peasy. Lots of fun. Right? Oh, I love it. I love it. I hope you do too. Please let me know And if you'd like to see more videos like this, I'd love to have you subscribe. I'm just a few subbies away from 2,000. Like 5 or less subbies away from 2,000. So if you haven't subscribed yet, I'd love to have you subscribe and help me get to 2,000. And, if you like this video, there'll be more coming. So that's it, everybody. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you're going to work on a similar page. It does not have to be in a ledger. It can be on paper, on mixed media paper, in a journal. It can be whatever, wherever, and it doesn't have to be this big. But I'm just going to let this dry, and I'll put some photos at the end. Okay, thanks, everybody. God bless. Bye-bye.